What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first edition of the DM Gaming Morning Show, y'all. Welcome. I want to welcome everybody, okay? Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Yo! Hey, yo! Hey, yo! So, y'all, I am extremely happy to be able to bring this to you, y'all. We talked about this last night in the live stream. Trevor, big shouts out to you. Antonio, Joel, Lonnie, like everybody who was in the stream last night that contributed to what we are starting here today, the DM Gaming Morning Show, y'all. So what this is going to encompass, y'all, the YouTube channel, which is DM Gaming 06. You can find us on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter at DM Gaming 5. Hey, I mean, we started with video games on YouTube and really more or less sports games and stuff like that. And it came to the DM and M community about doing a podcast. We've had the podcast for a while, but you know, I asked them yesterday, y'all, what can we do? And I talked to them about it, and everybody was the same accord. Let's do the podcast about sports in real life, because sports relates very closely to the video games that we play with NBA Live, with NBA 2K, with Madden, and I wish with NCAA, but EA, y'all got to get that going for us. You know, can we get NCAA football back? That's all I'm saying. So, y'all, with that being said, I would like to start today out with a hot seat. Yes, the hot seat. Hold on, y'all, because and who are we putting in the hot seat? We're gonna have to put the NCAA in the hot seat, y'all. So for our first ever episode of the DM Gaming Morning Show, y'all, this is gonna be also the first edition of the DM Gaming Morning Show hot seat.
Have a seat there and get comfortable for that.
Yes, your first edition of the DM Gaming Morning Show hot seat, y'all. We have to put the NCAA right now, y'all, is in extremely hot water. If you haven't been paying attention to the news, y'all, there's been several people. I'm not going to say so much the NCAA, but yeah, the NCAA in a way. There's been some assistant coaches and other personnel who are being investigated by the FBI, along with, I know some people from the Adidas product company. Basically, long story short, what they've done is basically these assistant coaches and other personnel have basically paid money to high school athletes to come to college and university and you know, deal with certain representatives in return for cash to these assistant coaches and other individuals from these colleges, from these colleges and universities, that in turn, you know, when these said high school basketball players who come to these universities make it to the NBA, they sign with Adidas. And signing with Adidas would give the assistant coach and personnel who led these individuals to these people more money in their pocket. Yeah, it is a pretty bad issue. Yeah, pretty bad. It's one of those things where, while it's not so much the NCAA, but the NCAA is thrown in the spotlight of this, y'all. And to me, this can spell trouble. But also, it could be a light at the end of the tunnel, because if you look at this situation, while it is bad, because, I mean, some of these prison fines or prison sentences can be upwards to 80 years in prison, if so convicted. But, you know, that doesn't mean they'll serve that. However, it comes at a time when, you know, the big debate is about paying these players, because let's be honest, if college players can be paid, you don't really see this particular issue happening, the exploitation of these individuals. But that there it goes to say, that's an issue in itself. And it also goes to say is if it's happening in college basketball, who's to say it's not happening in college football? There's a pretty good chance that it is. But be that as it may, with this being a federal investigation and not an NCAA investigation, I'm interested to see how the NCAA is going to play out in this. So I'm definitely keeping my ear to the ground for this. I would advise you all to do the same. Because it just seems like there's more and more issues coming out with these college athletes. Now, how that relates to the world of gaming, we all want college football back. But when you have issues like these present, where the NCAA seems to can't stay out of hot water, it doesn't seem likely that we would see any kind of NCAA sports games out, or at least games with the NCAA title on it. These developers, of course, can still put out college games if they so chose to. They just would have to get the approval of these universities. But like I said, with everything that's going on, it's going to be tough. And Louisville is actually in the spotlight as one of these big time universities who's been involved with this. So keep track of all that. It's really a tough situation. But right now, y'all, like I said, first edition of the hot seat, got to put the NCAA in it, y'all. So let's keep track of that.
Have a seat there and get comfortable for that.
Also in the hot seat, y'all, the New York Giants and Odell Beckham Jr., y'all. Yes, if you're not aware, New York, they 0-3 right now. They haven't won a game. Not only that, but because of Odell Beckham's urinating, fire hydrant thing, he is, of course, probably more likely going to get fined. But this begs the question, when you have a player such as Odell Beckham, at what point do you draw the line with him? Because, yes, he is scoring you touchdowns, and he's one of the best players on your team. But, it seems like there's always something with him. And why does this always seem to happen with wide receivers? Randy Moss ran into some issues. Terrell Owens, oh, my God. Chad Ochocinco, these players who are seeming to be some of the best players on their teams, respectively, and at a time where the New York Giants really ain't got much going for them, Odell, can you calm? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he caused them to lose the game with this because he still got the touchdown, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help morale. It doesn't help, what's going on the sidelines and in the locker rooms. Eli Manning spoke out against it, but he spoke about it. And, he said, basically that, you just got to be a little bit more smarter, Odell. And I would like to know what type of relationship do these guys have, with Eli and Odell. But be that as it may, the Giants are in some pretty hot water starting the year off 0-3. So we got to put them in the hot seat too, y'all. Oh, yeah. Put them in the hot seat.
Have a seat there and get comfortable for that.
But anyway, I don't think we could talk today without talking about the protests and things like that have been going on in the NFL. I was asked last night on the live stream about my stance and stuff on it, and I said that I would reserve it for the podcast. And y'all, I'm just going to be upfront with y'all. I'm okay with those individuals kneeling, and I'm okay with the people who are upset about them kneeling. This is my take on it. It was never intended, and it was even said that it had nothing to do with the flag or the anthem. While it was done at this time, it had nothing to do with that. That's similar to Rosa Parks sitting or protesting on the bus. The issue wasn't the bus. The issue was racial inequality and social injustice. Similar, pretty much same like now. So, and it seems as if this protest stuff has turned and shifted to more, people are literally thinking that they're protesting the anthem and the flag, and that is so not the case. No. So yeah, are people upset? Yes. And do they have a right to be? Yes, because that's their opinion. But people also have a right to kneel at the anthem, because some facts are that while in the flag code it says that you should stand, it doesn't say that you have to. Also, it says that basically they cannot make it a law to where you have to stand for the anthem. because it would go in direct violation of the First Amendment right of the Constitution. So in that instance, the Constitution is over the flag code. And not only that, but they gave an example of a time in history when so I guess a judge had tried to make it law in a sense, and the Jehovah's Witnesses, it was a big issue with them and a big fallout. So basically, long story short, they can't make it a law because it violates the Constitution. And, you know, I wasn't okay with people using the military as a cover to say, what about men and women who have died? Because there have been men and women who have died in our military who also were fighting to have a country where blacks, people of color, and everybody of different religions and races and creeds are treated equal and stuff. So what about those people? Not only that, but when these military men and women take their oath, they're pledging their oath to defend the Constitution. And that Constitution gives us the right of freedom of speech, be that as it may, you know. In a positive way, because no one was harmed. There's no physical damage done. Nobody's name calling, things like that. It's a lot different than a protest where people are being killed and stuff like that. But that's just my take on it, y'all. I mean, be upset with me if you want to. That's fine. You know, you have that right to be upset with me because myself, I probably would have knelt because being black in America, y'all, just being real. Like, I actually face issues myself where, you know, I would go into a gas station to buy gas to go to work, and I'm asked, let me guess, you're here for Black and Milds? Like, no, I don't even smoke, you know. So that's just my take on it. I really wish that people would stop looking at the protests and look more at the issues that are before us, because if you love your country like you say, the people are a part of that country, and together we could do so much more better for this. But that's my take on that. We got to come together, because if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. That's just my take on that, y'all. But in other news, in other sporting news, or rather, in other sporting news, y'all know what the NBA is going on with the basketball signings and things of that nature. Y'all, my mind went blank. My mind just went blank on live. Okay. Dwayne Wade, I could not think of his first name. My mind I knew Wade. Anyway, Dwayne Wade, you know, he's supposed to be signing his waivers and stuff like that today and signing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But he is expected to be a bench player, like the sixth man in a sense, which isn't a bad position because James Harden, and there's been a lot of prominent six-man guys and things like that. They play a very important role in the basketball teams and things of that nature. But here's my question, and we're running out of time, y'all, but I want to leave y'all with this question. Or rather, do you think that power teams are ruining sports? Because now that we look at the NBA picture with the trade with Kyrie Irving and things of that nature, you have a situation where Golden State, Oklahoma City, Cleveland, and the Celtics are pretty much, you can look at those 4 to 3 teams and say they're going to be in the finals. You know, nobody's even looking at the other teams. Same way in college football. You look at Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Alabama, and you say, oh, or at least the top two, at least Alabama for sure, and say they're going to be national championship or they're going to be in the playoffs. And then in the NFL, you look at New England every year and you have to say they're going to be in the playoffs. Like, does that ruin sports or does it make it better? I don't know. To me, personally, I feel like it's kind of taking a little bit of excitement out. I kind of want to see some different teams in the playoffs, in the national championships. But like in basketball, I think it weighs even more heavily because, like I said, when you look at the big picture, you're going to say Golden State and Cleveland's going to be in there guaranteed. You know, does that hurt it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below, y'all. Thank you for attending the first edition of the DM Gaming Morning Show. Live streaming tonight, y'all. Till next time, and God bless.